Hello, my name is Eddie Issa. I'm a Sharia law survivor from Iran. And I'm here to tell you this is a dangerous ideology you're allowing in your country. Every country that is Islamic now, it used to be a Christian country. And we were soft Christians and we allowed these people to come in, bring their Sharia law into their countries and slowly kill us off left and right. Let me make it very clear to you. Christianity is a personal relationship with God where it says, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, render unto God what is God's. Islam is Sharia law, deen wa dawah, religion and state, which is not even compatible with the American thing. And when these people will use taqiyya to lie to you, to manipulate you, because whenever Islam is little, they will lie to you and tell you they come in peace. This is level one. Level two is what's happening in UK right now, where you have two-tier policing, where you have like the blasphemy laws, Islamophobia, racism, all this nonsense that they talk about. First of all, Islam is not a race. So anytime you criticize Islam, they will use the race card, but every country has this disgusting ideology inside their country, including my own country, Iran, Russia. Islamophobia is another made-up bullshit because they don't want you to criticize their death cult. That's why they will put that, that's why they push it in UK, in every country they go to. M103 is in Canada right now. They deliberately try to silence us. And the worst people that are trapped in it is Muslims themselves because they can't leave that death cult. Because they're told, if you question that disgusting book, you're called a kuffar. And they get killed over it, just like my friends who are apostates in prison or dead right now in Iran. I'm telling you, this is a bad idea and you're going to regret not listening to people like us who lived under Sharia law.
Thank you, Eddie. The basic of Islam is to expand and take over the world. That's the basic, the practice, the foundation. Every Muslim understands that. Some practice it and some decide not to practice it. We have 14 centuries of Islam. It has started in a cave, took over 57 nations so far, and its goal is to take over the world. If they could do it with swords, they would do it. But because Christians today, the Christian West is more advanced, the technology is stronger, all the armies strongest are Christians, therefore they cannot do that, therefore they have chosen a different path called the immigration.
You're ex-Muslim.
Yeah.
So you're qualified to discuss Islam. So no one can jump down your throat in the comments and say, well, what would you know about Islam?
Yeah, that's true.
Tell me what you do know about Islam. You married a Muslim man, is that right?
I did, yeah, I did. I grew up in a non-religious home, so our home was really non-religious, kind of chaotic, just loads of stuff going on in that home, really far from religion. And then through my home experiences and everything I went through as a child in a really toxic environment, as a teenager, I went looking for identity, meaning. And I found that meaning in various different things. One of them was that I got involved with gangs. So as a young girl, I was involved with gang members and gangs, and I was in that kind of lifestyle for a while. And what happened was a lot of those gang members were converting to Islam. And so through that was the very first time I heard about Islam, was through these people that were coming out of prison that I knew who had converted to Islam. And so I'd stay up and I was really drawn to learning about religion, and I was always open. And so I started to learn and to read and to study Islam. And I'd have these long conversations about Islam and about Allah, about God, about all these that I was really drawn. And then what happened, I met my ex-husband and we fall in love and eventually, I was only young, I was in my early 20s at this point. And we, I was told that if I wanted to stay in a relationship with him, I needed to get married. So we had an Islamic marriage. And for me, because I wasn't a Muslim, this marriage didn't mean anything to me. It was just a tick box so I could stay in a relationship.
Right.
But it was an Islamic nikah. So we had a nikah ceremony. And it was after that marriage that things in the marital home started to change, where I had to dress a certain way. I had to cover up certain parts of my body, not having them on show, and dress in what they would call a modest way. And so I started to just really hate Islam. I started to hate the culture. I started to rebel against it. I started to just really hate what I felt was control. And I was, in this time, force-fed Peace TV, which is the Islamic TV channel where they have all the Islamic preachers.
The irony.
Two of
Peace TV.
Peace TV, I know, right? Yeah, the irony. So I would be force-fed. I'd have to watch these Islamic preachers, Zakir Naik, Khalid Yassin. One of them was what they would call a revert, somebody who was converted to Islam and wasn't born a Muslim. And so that was how I got introduced to Islam on a more deeper level, was through being in an Islamic culture. The family were very religious. The mother was covered her hair. They prayed 5 times a day. So they were a very religious family. And so it was through that marriage that I started to really study Islam. I would go to the mosque every Sunday and I was learning the Quran. So I was being taught the Quran. I was being taught about Islam. I was going to these Islamic open days where I would ask questions about Islam, and there was a particular guy there, he's a sheikh, and I would ask him all these difficult questions, and I'm like, no, Islam's not the truth because of this. And we'd go back and forth until eventually, because of the pressure and because of just how uncomfortable I felt in that marriage, we ended up getting divorced. But it was after that I converted to Islam myself, made a decision to become a Muslim, said my Shahada, which is a confession of faith. You basically profess that there's one God, Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. And so I converted to Islam officially, and that was when I became really passionate about Islam, because it was no longer me being forced to be a Muslim, but I was now choosing it myself. And I was at this point, from going back and forth with a sheikh and having these Quran lessons, I was convinced Islam was the truth. So I was in a place where I was now talking to Christians, telling them that Islam is the truth, that the Bible's been changed, and they need to become a Muslim, because if they don't, they're going to go to hell. That Christianity will send you to hell, because that's the only thing that you can do, is attributing partners with Allah, is that you can never be forgiven by God, okay?
So this is Green Lane Mosque, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at this mosque, I watched a clip of an imam instructing men how to stone their wife. There's a clip of it. Yes, there's a clip of it. He goes under. Do you want to see the clip of it?
Yeah, sure. See, I don't believe that somebody is telling that you should stone to your wife.
Yeah. Here it
Unless there is another thing. Hold on. Might be I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
There is a punishment for the woman.
Yeah.
If she do the adultery.
Yes, correct. That's exactly what it's for.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
This is.
And then it's okay.
This is for the adultery. If she is doing something wrong, she's unfair relationship with another Muslim man, then she is allowed to do the sangsar. We call him sangsar.
So he's allowed to bury her waist deep, right?
Yeah, no. They have to
stone.
Throw the stone and kill him with the stone.
Kill him.
Yeah.
That's what he says here. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's okay.
Yeah, that is because if she do something wrong, that's what means. If she is doing unlawful sex with any other wrong person.
Right.